Hello, and welcome to the ninth episode of Shirley Salad's podcast. It's November 2011. Well, I haven't been doing too much since the last podcast. Mostly socks. These are the only finished socks I have. I was given a bag of small balls of yarn to make things for the charity, the Red Cross charity craft group that I started going to. And they aren't really big enough balls to do much with. So I was just going to do normal 2, 3, 4 row stripes, but I didn't look forward to it. So I took the blues that I found that were the same whatever it is, weight, and I divided the balls in half. They didn't quite turn out to be exactly half, but enough. And I just knit the cuff until it finished, the color finished, and then I started the next color and knit. I didn't calculate the sock quite right, so there's some blue left over, but not really enough to, I don't think, to use for more than 1 or 2 rows in something. Sorry. So I might as well. Sorry, I have to clear my throat. Sorry. The stripes in something else if I need a few blue stripes somewhere. So I finished those, and then I started my next pair. And I decided to do the same thing. These socks, I first started doing the 2 browns and this cream color for the stripes, but I realized I had already gone about this far, I guess, in the first sock, and I realized there was almost no cream left, so I ripped it all out, and I did the stripes just in the brown. Something strange here. I have to fix that. And then I started with the cream, and now, I took them off the needle so I only have this much left of the cream. I'm hoping next time I go to the craft night, I will be able to get something else I can continue it with. I doubt that they'll be the same kind of yarn, but something similar. I really like the feel of this. Well, actually, I like the feel of the yarn. Okay. When I knit it, but it hasn't, maybe I used 2 small needles because it's not as soft as the actual yarn felt. And I have no idea if these are 100% wool or whatever they are, but I have to admit I sniffed them to see if I could smell some wool, and I did smell wool, or at least I think I did, so there must be some wool in them. I should have these done by the next podcast, unless I don't go to the next craft night. It's only once a month. I don't know if I mentioned that. And then my third pair, I found these 2 that were similar weight, or at least they feel similar weight. So I did. I started to do stripes. I did the cuff, knit 2 purl 2, and the cuff on the other, knit 2 purl 2, and then I switched to just plain knitting in the round, and I'm just going to keep going until I need to stop for the toe. And as you can see, I'm working from both ends of the balls of yarn, and so I think I'll do 12 rows and then switch to the other sock so that I can see how much yarn has been taken up. I don't think they're going to be very big, and I'm going to try for the first time an afterthought heel. I'm not going to put in a piece of scrap yarn anywhere because I don't know how long the socks are going to be. So I'm thinking that the plain stocking knit will be part of the cuff, but I don't know yet because there should be, by weight anyway, there should be more green than the white. But because I'm not, they feel that they're the same, whatever. When I knit them, that the stitches seem to be the same size. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do the heel in the green, but I don't know yet. I'll have to see. I don't know what kind of heel I'm going to make. I haven't looked into that yet. I'm a bit nervous about that. I'm not quite sure whether I will have to fuss with it. But there's still a way to go before that. So that's all the knitting I've been doing. I really haven't been doing much. I still want to start my son's sweater, but we haven't got any wool yet, and I didn't remember to ask him if he's decided what color he wants. I did suggest a cream color, but because I would have enough of that, but because I was going to knit a blanket at some point, but I haven't started. Well, actually, I was thinking of doing granny squares with it, but I changed my mind, but he immediately said no. So I guess I could try to dye it, but we'll have to see. And then, because that was all the knitting I have done some crocheting, of course. I've been working on my squares, and where's my, wish I had some kind of pole with it, or like a paper towel roll thingy-majiggy that had a small enough thing so I guess I could put through the middle. It was a bit easier to stack them in a pile because I like seeing them growing, the pile growing. But anyway, so where was I last time? Yeah, this was the last one I did. So I have done my 2 a week. 1 week it was Sunday when I realized, oops, I hadn't done them yet, but I got them done. And I still have many to go, but I enjoy it. And by next podcast, I was supposed to make by this podcast, I was supposed to make a project bag, but I kept putting it off, and then I finally decided that it was more of a want than a need. I don't have enough projects to need another, to need another project bag. And when I'm doing these socks, they're just lying on the sofa anyway. When I'm not using them, I never put them back into a bag. So I decided not to do a project bag. If I ever need one, I have the material, and I can make one then. But I had to think of something for this podcast, what to do by next podcast, so I looked for these scraps on purpose. I knew I had them somewhere, and I wanted to make my son a coaster, because when he moved out, he took his coaster away, so I always meant to make him a new coaster. The last one I made him was a crochet round coaster, but I want to make this material one of the materials so I can throw it in the washing machine if it gets dirty. Then I have my book review, and my translation is Knitting for the Four Seasons. The book is divided into The Four Seasons. And it's by Nobita, and that's the yarn I reviewed for my Something About Finland. This is some of the designs for their winter section. They started with the winter section. Lots of detail, quite nice though. And then this is also for the winter one, and I had to laugh. I'm sorry, I forgot to look what year it was from, but just the colors make it somehow so dated. And then we come to, what was that thing? I think I put them in there, yeah. And this, I really like this. I think if I ever did knit myself a sweater, it would be something I would like. Good long sleeves, simple, and it goes all the way up to the neck. I don't understand, for example, if you're bothering to knit a sweater to keep warm, why would you have such a big opening here? That's just my opinion. And are these still spring? I think so. So we have this boy and girl sweater, and same design, but just made differently. The girl has buttons down the front and a little wavy design on the bottom. I could imagine someone who had twins, or if I knew someone who was having twins, this might be something I'd like to knit for them. Sorry, different sex twins, that is. Okay, now we're on to summer. This is so summery to me. Short sleeves, big open neck, of course, though I would like to have buttons all the way down. And then we come to fall. The one design I really didn't like in this magazine, in this book, was this. And of course I can't tell if you can see there's this cable going here, which to me looks really strange. I mean, yeah, it's so far down below the bust line that I don't know. To me it just looks like that they misplaced the section, the area where this V has gone. I can't explain. Anyway, I'm too embarrassed. Then we have, how does my time go so fast? Yeah, so this is the one I like the most in the book. Bit outdated, but really great. And at the end of the book, they have all of the instructions. So, where did I put? Over here. Something about Finland. Angry Birds. I've never played Angry Birds, and I don't have any of the toys that you can get, so I had to cut something out of the newspaper. These advertisements. Angry Birds is a video game developed by a Finnish computer game developer. And over 12 million. Oops, what beeped? Something beeped. That's not good. Why would it beep? Yeah, over 12 million. What does it say? Games have been bought from the Apple App Store, which is pretty good for a Finnish company, I think. Alright, that's all. Show notes at Shirley's Salad Podcast.blogspot.com. You can email me at shirleyssalad@gmail.com. That's all for now. Bye.